Hello and welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to show you guys this video from TikTok with everyone should be familiar with the Maya was world lady. I actually really like her content. I don't disagree with everything she says, but sometimes she be milking it. And she posted something where most people are like, all right, girl, you're milking it. Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. And I want to show you guys the video. So sit back and enjoy.
There's no such thing as evil people. Just ordinary people who do bad things because they're unhappy. Jump. What? Jump. What?
This is a video of somebody saying that they don't like wicks, and it has over 200,000 likes. And this video was made by somebody who has manicured locks. It is wild for me to comprehend that 200,000 people would agree with the fact that they don't like wicks. And for those who don't know, wicks is kind of similar to freeform locks. And as somebody who has freeform, people often think I have wicks, and people who have wicks often think that they have freeform. So we're kind of two in the same. So the fact that so many people would agree with disliking locks is disgusting, especially because I know that that is not just Black people agreeing with that. That is inviting globally a lot of people to say they don't like this hair texture, which is just, by the way, naturally how my hair grows. I didn't do anything to my hair. This is just how my hair grows. But what's even more disappointing about that video is that video is coming from a girl who has locks herself, right? And I don't know if she remembers, but it was only about 10 years ago that people were making fun of manicured locks, calling them very ugly, calling them very unprofessional, laughing at people who had locks. Like, people who have locks couldn't even work a lot of professional jobs until recently, that it was seen as acceptable. And this just shows me that right when people get like comfortable and like accepted in mainstream society, they love to just go back and make fun of people behind them who are more marginalized. And I want to say this: y'all might laugh at people who have freeform locks, y'all might laugh at people who have wicks, but some of the greatest revolutionaries that we've ever had in this world are people who have freeform locks and who have wicks. So I'm just gonna give you a quick little history lesson. The Mau Mau rebellion in Kenya, the people who were fighting and really on the front lines, some of the best organizers from Kenya, yeah, they had freeform locks, they had wicks. The Rastafarian movement from the Caribbean, the Rastafarian movement in Jamaica, they were literally being oppressed, mobilizing, organizing, yeah, and guess what? They had freeform locks, they had wicks. The Move group out of Philadelphia that was genuinely very progressive, vegan, trying to do activism work as their area got, I can't say the word on this app, but do your research on what Move is. What they had freeform locks, they had wigs. So some of our greatest people actually just embraced their hair as it was. So for you to go and call it ugly is a disrespect to the people before you and the people after you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having freeform locks. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having wigs. Maybe you need to go and correct that rubbish brain of yours and really reassess why you want to punch down on your own people.
There's no such thing as evil people. Just
So one of the first comments I saw was someone saying also some HBCUs didn't allow locks for years. And I understand that, but how long are we going to throw that Crown Act thing in people's faces? Like, that's one of those things where there's no nuance to the conversation, only like victimhood, if that makes sense. And people are allowed to have opinions. And I think that was the overwhelming response to this. Like, if you look at some of the comments, people are basically saying you missed the entire point of the video. Wicks are a very specific style, and like you said, definitely not freeform. Wicks are the most ridiculous and phallic display I've ever seen. You're defending misogynist. Now, I don't know if y'all know who Nature Boy is, but if you don't, congratulations. If you do you know how his hair looked? Like, that looks like, I'm not even going to lie, that looked just dangerous. Like, if somebody that looked like that talked to me, I would try to figure out what I did wrong to make them think it was okay to approach me. Like, no, like, that shit is really scary. And sometimes it's just a way for people to have excuses for not bathing. Like, these are the same people that think soap and deodorant is the devil, and toothpaste, they're not going to, use toothpaste because it has fluoride in it, and that's how the man gets you. Like, these are those same people. Like, not to stereotype, but it is absolutely insane to me. Another comment I saw someone says, I don't get why it's disgusting not to like a hairstyle. And that's where I feel like she was milking it. Like, it's one thing if, natural hair is being, treated differently. We should definitely combat that. But telling someone that if they don't want their hair to just grow straight from their head with no manipulation whatsoever, no combing, no brushing, that they're disgusting if they're not into that. Come on, like, you're milking it. You're definitely milking it. That's, you know what I mean? And I feel like not everyone's comfortable with that. I know people that have amazing, locks, sister locks and stuff like that. My mother has locks down her back, and she keeps them clean and she keeps them twisted. And I even think I heard her say something like, if you get a retwist, your colorist, texturist. Like, because, when you get a retwist, you put gel on it, and it does kind of make your edges look kind of slick, if that makes sense. And I don't know. I just feel like you're milking it. I feel like that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Someone else says it's okay for people not to like something. It doesn't take away from those who have them and like them. And, she's making all these reply videos, basically telling these people they're not allowed to have opinions. And if you look below, someone also says people are allowed to have opinions. And I think that, the whole opinion thing, they're trying to relate it to preference. Like, how guys will say, oh, it's just a preference, I'm not colorist. And someone in the comments was basically trying to imply that everyone saying that they're allowed to have opinions is equivalent to black guys saying they have a preference for, non-dark skinned women. So that's another, buzzword that I feel like people are kind of glossing over. Someone else says let people have their own opinions. I think forcing people to like wicks is actually insane. We are all human and we have our own perspectives, likes and dislikes. Someone else said what happened to opinions. So yeah, that's like that's like the word of the day, opinions. Someone else said people definitely cannot like something and it's okay. She actually liked one of these comments and it says, it's so odd to me. If you don't like wigs, just don't get them. But to talk down on any hairstyle is mind boggling. Now, I do agree with that. Like, if you don't like something, that's one thing. But clearly the girl that made the video has locks herself. And she's telling people that all locks are beautiful. But it's like I don't know if you guys seen the TikTok sound that's going viral right now. They'll say like, oh, there's no such thing as bad people. Only people that blah, blah, blah. Then they'll mention someone who is undeniably bad. So that was her way of saying all locks are beautiful. But I don't know how I feel about that. So it was more just like a preference on hairstyles and what she is and isn't willing to do with her hair and what she does and doesn't find attractive. Which at the end of the day, it's really just opinion based. You know what I mean? Like, I think locks are beautiful, but I don't want anybody to have a hairstyle that they haven't washed recently or brushed recently. I don't care what texture your hair is. I know girls that comb their locks. Like literally comb. Maybe not comb the way you would if you have loose hair, but they keep track of their stuff. They keep themselves together because locks are very sensitive. And if you don't take care of them, they can like fall out. And that goes with like over manipulating it too. Too many retwists and stuff can make your locks fall out too. I actually was a loctician for a little bit. But yeah, so I do think it's like rather ridiculous. Not everyone wants a hairstyle that goes straight from their head and stay like that. That's not a thing in any I'm sure it is, but like for the most part, no matter what your hair looks like, what ethnicity you are, what part of the world you're from, people do manipulation to their hair, period. So I just really think that was kind of odd. But yeah, some of these comments were like really insane. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and read it to you guys. Someone says they don't have to like wigs. However, I never support inviting people to talk anything remotely close to black culture, which I completely agree with. I think if it was someone saying, locks are bad, or I've heard someone say that girls can't have thicker locks. They should only have sister locks, which are like the thinner ones. And I don't think that's true. I think one of the most beautiful women in the world, her name is Duchess, and she's from the show Tattoo Ink or something like that. And she is just a bad bitch. Like, I'm going to try to put a picture if I remember. But when I tell you long, thick locks, beautiful, just gorgeous. Like, I actually wanted locks for a minute because of her. I loved her look. So it's not that people don't find locks attractive. It's that some people just don't want something that looks unkept and untaken care of. And that's what wicks are. Wicks are just wicks mean don't put nothing in your hair, no product, not a scarf, nothing. And you just let your hair lock up from, like let's say if you're a natural hair girl, or even if you have, like a relaxer and your hair is really kinky, if you just sleep with your hair with no scarf or nothing on for like a week straight, the back of your head is going to start forming locks. And they basically just want you to keep doing that and not, put no parts or nothing. And not everybody is into that look. Some people like a more uniform, neat look. So another comment I saw is that I think people are confused about the style because the pictures you showed aren't what came to mind when you said wicks. I was thinking, I guess, called Florida wicks. Now, I don't know if you guys know, what's that young man name? Kodak Black. He's from Florida. So the boys there, they have, excuse me, my throat is killing me. They have these locks where it's completely natural and it grows up. It's not going to grow down like a Lil Wayne, how his locks were, how they went down his back. These locks go straight up. So, and that's just the culture there. And I don't think it's meant to be attractive. I think it's meant to be what it is. Raw and real, natural, uncut. Like I think that's their style there, like to look a little standoffish. Kind of like how punk rockers go out of their way to spike their hair. They're not doing that to look handsome and fit in. They're doing that to agitate, to, let people know, no, I'm aggressive. No, it's like, it's a style. It's more like a political thing, if that makes sense. So that's what I was thinking when I was thinking wicks. So definitely let me know what you guys think, because it's getting to the point to where if you put any type of thought or creativity or preference or style into your hair, you're a texturist. Like if you don't let your hair grow out of your head and don't do anything to it, you hate yourself, you're a texturist, and blah, 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 blah. So let me know you guys' opinions on this. Thank you and have a beautiful day.